Welcome back. Former West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin recalling his days under the Biden presidency, where he says that the Democrats were on a quest for, quote, raw political power. The former Democrat turned independent, saying this: because of what I knew and what I had seen firsthand, I wanted Republicans to win the Senate majority in 2024. I believed it was the only hope for preserving the Senate as an institution. I truly believe that if in power, Republicans would uphold the filibuster, the last guardrail preventing total partisan rule. Joining me now is the man himself, former West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin. Joe, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Oh, great to be with you, Maria.
Well, it must have been just a weight off your back to be talking about what you had been feeling these last few years.
Well, I was watching up close and personal, and when Chuck Schumer basically had said he wanted to get rid of the filibuster, and it was myself and Kirsten Sinema that refused to do that, to get rid of it back in 2021. Then that changed everything. They had to work with the other side. The Senate is basically set up that the minority has to have input. The House does not. They go on raw, simple majority. 218, do whatever you want if you have Democrat or Republican control. And the Senate has always been calm things down, cool it off. I would caution my Republican friends right now. They have all committed to me before I left that they would never get rid of the filibuster. But now they're trying to pick away at the edges. You've got to be very careful, because what goes around comes around. And I'm hoping that we can keep the Senate basically in a bipartisan manner, that we have to work together. This visceral attack has to be calmed down. It cannot continue, Maria. And there's only one person I think can set the tone for us right now, and it's our president, President Donald Trump. And I'm asking President Trump, we need you to be the comforter-in-chief. We need that the commander-in-chief to be the comforter right now, to calm it down and keep this country united, and don't let it get divided any further.
You know, how did this happen, Joe? Because I got to tell you, before I got to Fox, I worked at CNBC for 20 years, and I didn't know anything about politics, really nothing. And I came here, and I sort of just tripped over the story of Russia collusion, and I was just doing what I do, and that is, try to follow the truth. And when I figured out that Russia collusion was just a made-up story and just another political dirty trick, that one political campaign was playing on another political campaign to take down their enemy, I thought, oh, my God, I got to yell this from the rooftops. I can't believe this. This is crazy, these political dirty tricks. And when I did, I got slammed. I mean, they all got in line against me. How dare I say that Russia collusion was not true? How did we get here?
Well, welcome to my world. Well, let's look at how we got here. In 1949, they passed the Fairness Doctrine, which said you had to have both sides. The airwaves had to report both sides, pro and con. That lasted until 1987. It came off in 1987 because Congress led, at that time, I think it was Congressman Dick Cheney, led to basically repeal it. And then you have just one-sided news that can be reported, whether it be from Republican persuasion or Democrat. We need to look at how we're basically feeding the public information. And think about this. The president himself said, I think 2 days ago, that in looking at this gentleman, the accused assassin, and my heart and prayers go out to Charlie Kirk and his family. I cannot absolutely imagine these two little beautiful children being raised without a wonderful father, and the widow, her being left without a husband. So this is horrific, and we all should be grieving. It's all too often. It's happening too frequent. This has to stop, but you can't stop it unless you basically quit feeding information and basically using the platforms. They're using the social platforms to feed this information. The freedom of speech has guardrails on it, Maria. Why can't we put guardrails? Take this Section 230 and revamp it around the freedom of speech. Yeah. So these platforms will be held accountable and responsible. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And the president can do that. They have the trifecta. Go for it, and I'll guarantee you, Democrats will join in on the Senate and help our Republican friends get this done.
Well, look, you said, this goes to 1949. I don't think that the divisiveness in the Congress and in politics in general goes back to 1949. I think it's much more recent than that.
No, that's where it started.
Barack Obama was very divisive. You know, I mean, look, you can say it on both sides. There's been divisiveness on both sides. But when you look at how it's become so divisive, you wrote the book, Dead Center, in Defense of Common Sense. You wrote the book with your daughter. That must have been a great experience to write it with Heather. Tell us about being in the dead center. Were you actually attacked for being in the dead center? Were you criticized for following your own principles?
Well, let me just say, Maria, I had to have security around me at times, and at one time, when it got hot and heavy, the death threats were unbelievable, not just for me, my family. And I kept thinking, this is not who we are as Americans. I just could not get there on certain bills. They were just so massive. And I said to President Biden one time, I was talking to him, I said, Mr. President, I've tried, I cannot support BBB, the Build Back Better. I said, I'm a John Kennedy type person. Ask not what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country. You pass this piece of legislation, you're changing the psyche to the nation to how much more can my country do for me. I wasn't raised that way. I don't believe that way. We have to contribute. This is an experiment. We govern ourselves. And by governing yourself, you have to be contributing into society, whether you run for office, whether you support someone, or whether you give of your time and effort. But you can't sit on the sidelines. And I just basically had enough was enough.
Look, Joe, you said you can't support BBB, but was it really Joe Biden who came up with the Build Back Better? I mean, you know, I feel like the Democrat Party has been hijacked.
I don't think so. And I told him.
Exactly.
I told him it was not. I said the far left. And I told the president many times, I said, Mr. President, your staff is taking you so far to the left, you don't even recognize who you were. I knew him for a long time. He's a good man. I've worked with him. And you always make a deal with the then Senator Joe Biden. And when vice president, you can make deals with him. But in that position, his staff pulled him so far to the left, it was unrecognizable. And I told him, I just basically said to myself, I like both sides. I have Republicans who are my dear friends. They have great ideas. I want to work with them.
Is it fair to say
Democrats also?
Is it fair to say that some on the extreme left actually took advantage of his weakening position? I mean, yeah, you're right. When you worked with him in the Senate, he was strong. But over the last couple of years, it was on full display what had happened. I mean, former White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre testified before the House Oversight Committee last week. She was asked about the cover-up of the former president's mental acuity. And KJP told investigators that she did not see a change in the former president's competency. Come on. But she acknowledged that he was, quote, not the same speaker he was when she met him. Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg admitted that the former president should not have sought re-election in 2024. And Democrats might have been better off if the decision was made sooner. So, Joe, what about that? What about this cover-up of his weakening situation of the past few years? Well,
the only thing I can tell you is basically commander-in-chief, whether you're a governor or whether you're a president of the United States, you have to basically, your sure will has to make sure your administration follows what you want. And that takes an awful lot of energy and time. I didn't think that Joe still had the fight left in him to basically fight with his administration since they were so far left. And I would have gotten rid of a lot of people that didn't have that centrist mentality for our country. You can't run the country from the extremes. You can run it from center left, center right, 40 to 40-yard line, but you can't go clear to defend the goal line every time. And that's what I thought was wrong. So I did not see that engagement. I had all lucid conversations. I never had a time when I walked away from a conversation that it wasn't basically that I understood and he understood where we were coming from. I just didn't see the follow-up. That was the problem. Now, with that being said, after that disastrous debate, we knew there was a big problem. I was more concerned about his health. And I think that basically when he first said he was not going to run again would have been the proper path to take. But you know what? Hindsight being 20/20 right now, it is what it is. The Democrats paid the supreme price for all of this. They better get their act together. They're still losing registration. And the bottom line is Republicans have to look at it. How do we bring people together? You can't just push us clear to the right. You can go to the center right. We can all work together. But you know, this is the United States of America, Maria. We have to come together. You've got to. I can't call you names, and I can't try to get you defeated on the weekend and expect you to work with me on Monday.
That's right.
That's not how it happened in Farmington, West Virginia, or anywhere else in the country.
Well, would you consider moving to the Republican Party? I mean, are you more center right than center left?
I'm center-right. I'm fiscally responsible and socially compassionate. I'm center-right on issues that I know that basically we can't impose our will on people. And I'm compassionate. That's America. So where do you put me? And that's why I'm dead center. And the book tells you, the book tells you how I started out my life, how I was taught, and how I was able to make those tough decisions and not be swayed because I knew that I was grounded. I was staying right where I was, and I was going to treat everybody fair, but I wanted you to get up off your butt and do something if you could help our country. And if you better have the compassion to take care of those who basically could not. And that's all I ever asked for, the fairness in the system. But, Maria, the President of the United States is our commander-in-chief. He's our president. No matter whether you're for him or you're not, you want him to succeed.
Right.
But speak truth to power with respect. The respect of the office, you have to respect that and hope he succeeds. But I'm asking him, Mr. President, we need you. The country needs you.
Yeah.
You can calm this down.
Bring us together.
You can bring us back. Give us that comfort that we need.
Now, a moment ago, you mentioned Section 230. There are lawmakers calling for the repeal of Section 230 because that's another issue. It shields internet companies from liability for what users post. All following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, this is becoming increasingly front and center in the Congress. What do you think should happen? Because the fact that these companies, social media companies, have gotten as big as they have, I mean, I would argue puts them in a different category than when Section 230 was first devised and thought about giving them, no liability.
With the internet coming into play in the early 90s, Section 230, and I'm sure they all lobbied for this, came about in 1996. They said, we need to have some protections here. He says, we'll never get the internet up and running if we're being sued all the time. Well, you could have given them 2 or 3 or 4 years to basically get their grounding and their footing till they matured. They have blanketed immunity. And all I'm saying is we, the people, have the First Amendment of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Why can't we have guardrails on freedom of speech? You can't say whatever you can that would harm people or slander people. You can't do that, even though you have the freedom of speech. Can't we put the same guardrails on these social platforms? And the president said this accused assassin basically was radicalized on the internet.
Right, exactly.
Not from his family, not from his upbringing. Very smart, very well educated, but got radicalized.
Yeah.
It wasn't from far left or far right groups. Can't we do that? And I know both of my colleagues on the Democrat and Republican side know that's right. But the lobbying effort and the money is so enormous that it prevents them from getting it done. Now it must be done to protect our society. Think about this also, Maria. 13 states have already said we're not going to allow our children to have their cell phones in the classroom, in the school.
Yeah.
Because it would be harmful. If they're saying it, and those are Democrat and Republican, blue and red states, I know this can be done.
Yeah.
Mr. President, all he has to do is put his thumbprint on it and says, let's do it.
Yep.
Let's protect society. Let's make sure this visceral language doesn't destroy us.
Real quick before you go, what are your plans for the future now? I know it was a great opportunity for you to write a book with your daughter, Heather. What's next?
If it wasn't for Heather, we wouldn't write the book because Heather's the one. And then also she started Americans Together. The Americans Together is teaching people around the country how to take back your freedom and your voting rights. People don't know that they're basically shunned out of the system. So what I'm doing right now, we're trying to do everything we can to give the middle, the centrist. So someone might be a grand old party person, someone might be a responsible Democrat, but the parties have gone too far.
Yeah.
They want something that they can cohese around. So we're saying we're going to give you all the support you need. Just put country before your party or your own ambitions.
All right. We'll be watching your work, Joe. It's great to see you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Good to see you, too.
And to you,
Bye-bye.
Joe Manchin. We'll be right back. Stay with us.